Herzlich willkommen zu Musica Sacra International Online. Buddhismus, Hinduismus, Judentum, Animismus, Islam, Christentum, das sind die Religionen, die beim diesjährigen Festival Musica Sacra International musikalisch vertreten sind. Meist wissen wir nur Einzelheiten über diese Religionsgemeinschaften. Ihre Musik und wie mit Hilfe dieser Musik religiöse Inhalte vermittelt werden, erleben und erfahren wir bei unserem mittlerweile seit 28 Jahren stattfindenden Begegnungsfestival. Es ist Tradition, dass die Ensembles neben den Konzerten in sogenannten Ateliers Hintergrundwissen vermitteln und Einblicke in ihre Musik und kulturelle Traditionen geben. Und wir freuen uns, dass wir Ihnen diese Ateliers dieses Jahr in Videoform präsentieren können. Sollten Sie direkte Fragen an die Leiter der Ateliers haben, können Sie uns diese gerne zusenden. Wir leiten sie dann weiter und beantworten sie so schnell wie möglich.
Guten Tag, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ken Wakia and I am the director of the Nairobi Chamber Chorus. It's great to meet you online, even though we were looking forward to meeting you in person at the festival in Marktoberdorf. And that was not to happen due to what's going on around the world. And I would like to take this opportunity to say that we send condolences to all the families that were affected by the pandemic, those who lost their loved ones, those who are still sick. We wish them a very quick recovery. We do know that Germany was affected very heavily, and we are praying for Germany, but we're also praying for the rest of the world that we go through this as soon as possible. In our country, Kenya, we are equally affected. Right now, the numbers have continued to go up, and we are hoping that that's going to change for the better very shortly. So, even though we would have loved to meet you all in person, it has not been possible, yet we still thank God that we are able to meet you all in this way. Nairobi Chamber Chorus was established round about October of 2005, and so this year, this October, we will be celebrating our 15th anniversary. The group was started really to give an opportunity to young Kenyans and visiting musicians who are interested in making choral music together, not to a professional level, but Nairobi Chamber Chorus is really I would say a semi-professional, because we have some music teachers, we have non-music students, we have people with absolutely no musical background besides the fact that they love to sing, and that is what makes them happy. So Nairobi Chamber Chorus was established nearly 15 years ago with the aim to give these kind of people the opportunity to make music together. So we come together every once a week on a Sunday afternoon to read and practice music from all over the world, really, but majority we try to perform music, choral music from different parts of Africa. I would like to tell you about the role of music in our religion in Africa, particularly in Kenya, and particularly for myself. I believe, and I think many people from around the world will believe with me, I believe that many people from around the world will agree with me that music is one of the strongest uniting factors. And you can see that even during this time, people are locked up in their houses. But what do they still share? People are sharing music. You may have seen the various online videos that have emerged, that people are apart, yet they are together through music. And that's the power of music. That's the power of music. Now, why is music so powerful? In my opinion, I believe that the music derives its power because of its unusual ability to speak directly to people in their various spiritual points, religious points. And I do use religion and spirituality here in the broader sense, because I do believe that every single person in this world is spiritual. And if you listen to music, various types of music evoke certain spiritualities to different people in different ways. For example, you can listen to very, very soft and quiet music and you will feel nothing. But someone else will listen to the same music and it will speak to them in a really, really deep way. So I personally do appreciate music, and music has played a very major role in my religion and spirituality. I will tell you that my background as a Christian, it's music that actually drove me to my religion, Christianity. I used to sing music when I was young with my family, with friends, and I still remember very clearly when I was growing up in western part of Kenya that I used to go to church, particularly for the music of it. And so music has been a part of me for a very, very long time, since I was little. And I do believe that it's the same for many people out there. So in the Nairobi Chamber Chorus, we perform music from different parts of the world, different parts of Africa, different parts of Kenya, because the membership of Nairobi Chamber Chorus is really from so many different different tribes of Kenya. And if you have any little knowledge about Kenya, you will know that we do have several tribes, and each of these tribes speaks a different language. At the moment, we are about 42 different tribes, and from those 42 different tribes, you get 42 different languages. So I will show you in one of my slides here the map of Kenya, and this map tells you about the division in Kenya, which is currently we are divided into 47 regions, which are now called counties. So in these 47 counties, you find several tribes, and at the moment we have 42 different tribes. Now, my members are not necessarily from all those counties, just because I do try to keep the membership to a maximum of about 25 different people, depending on their vocal strength and vocal style that I'm looking for. I always try to keep the numbers at about 25, which means if anyone leaves for any particular reason, that's when we do an audition and bring in new members. You will see in that slide that Kenya, it's a beautiful map, I believe. Kenya is divided into 47 different counties, but within those 47 different counties, there are about 42 different tribes. If you see, let's say from the top there, Turkana County, you will find the Turkanas. And then in Marsabit County, you find different tribes in there. You'll find the Rendile from Marsabit. You'll also find some Samburus in Marsabit County, even though there is a Samburu County. But so these borders that you're seeing are really just administrative. But in terms of tribal distribution, those boundaries do not necessarily stand for specific tribes. When you go to Mandera, for example, that's where you find the Somalis, but you also find the Somalis in Wajir. When you come to Isiolo, you'll find Somalis there still. You'll also find the Merus in Isiolo, even though there is a Meru County, but you'll still find that when you go to Isiolo County, you'll still find Merus there, as well as Samburus are there in Isiolo County. Then you'll also find the Rendiles still also in parts of the Isiolo County. When you come to the central part of Kenya, you will find that's where we have the Kikuyus, the Embus, the Merus, the Chukas. You will find them concentrated in the center of Kenya. Then you go to the western part of Kenya. That's where you find the Lake Victoria, and you find the Luos, the Luyas, the Kisis. And then you come down to the Narok County. You find the Maasais there. You also find a few Kalenjins there. Then you go down to Kajiado. There's still a lot of Maasais. But you also find a lot of Kambas in Kajiado County. You go further down to Taita Taveta, you find the Taitas, you find the Tavetas. You go down to Kilifi, you find the Digos, the Giriamas in Kilifi County. And then at the coast in Mombasa, you find the Waswahili. So those are just a few examples of the various tribes that we have in Kenya according to the distribution. So in our group, we try to sing music from different parts of the country. But we also, in our group, we try as much as possible to introduce music from around the world. So we have actually sung some German songs before. We have sung songs by German composers. We also do love to do Black American spirituals, which really was the initial style of Nairobi Chamber Chorus when we were established. So I would say that music really plays a very important part in the African society. And I will tell you, I'll go to the next slide. There is a Kenyan writer by the name John Mbiti. And John Mbiti once said that I am because we are. And since we are, therefore I am. So the African society is really a homogeneous society in thought, if you may. And we are generally, we live in communities. And within a community, every one of us is a member of that community. And whatever happens there, we are part of it. Yet, you find that in doing so, music has always played a very, very major role in that community or bonding, bringing us together. So music has always been a very important part of our community, and it plays a central role in our unity, in our togetherness, in our activities within Africa. We have always had music at the center of all of our activities. And man is defined in African community, man is defined by his environment and his community. And in Kenya, these communities are defined by a common language. Now, a lot of times we have described music as common language. And we do believe that. We really do believe that even within our African communities, music plays a very important role in uniting us and bringing us together. And that's why members of the Nairobi Chamber Chorus are from different tribes, but music has brought us together. Music is that common bond that we are using to unite us. And this has been for many, many years, and I also believe that it is true in many communities, including the German communities. I think music is a very important tool that brings all of us together. Going back to religion and spirituality, I do believe that music has had a very strong influence in people's religion and spirituality because of the power of music and its ability to evoke certain aspects of the human body. I will show you some aspects of African music. I just want to very quickly talk to you about the characteristics of our music. A lot of our music is vocal and therefore choral. You will find that in the African community, music is everywhere. When we wake up, we go to the farms, and generally we use the ox for plowing our farms. And whenever we are in the farms, we are singing. It's not unusual to find people in the farm with their ox, praising the ox with a song, so that the oxen can do the tilling of the land adequately. And it's amazing that even the oxen would understand this language when the owner of that ox would sing to it and tilling the land. The oxen would work so hard and unbelievably would be happy with the duty that they're performing. So we wake up in the morning, we go to the farms, we are singing. We come back, we go to look after cattle in the grassland, we're singing. We bring cows home, we're singing. And we do sing during each and every ceremony that there was. So our music is majorly vocal, and hence we have so many choirs in Africa. Our music is also largely call and response. Our songs are in the structure of call and response, or you would say solo and response. Right. So our music is also spontaneous. A lot of times you'll find someone starts singing and everyone else just comes in whenever they want, and they will be right into the spirit of the music. So there's a lot of spontaneity in our music. There's repetition, again, as of course, as the usual style with folk songs. There's a lot of repetition. In African music, there's ornamentation, and as you will see in the clip that I will play for you, you will. You can hear there's some whistling. You can hear a lot of non-verbal sounds, and it's very characteristic of African music, creating all these interjections with certain vocal, what would I call them? I would say they're vocal ornamentations, and that's a very common aspect of most African music. We also have a lot of costume, but of course, in my opinion, I believe that costume was not necessarily, it was not an aspect of necessity in our music, because we sang everywhere. The only time when we had costume was during special occasions, when we were entertaining each other in the evening. You would find that people then would dress up to a certain what would I call it? People later, when there was entertainment, or there were certain performances for specific occasions, then people would dress up to fit their specific occasions. African music is functional. African music is functional. It's used for passing messages, it's used for encouraging unity, and it's used for encouraging team spirit. It's used for entertainment, of course, and it's also used for specific ceremonies, as I already mentioned. So African music is functional. It is functional. I will tell you also very briefly what Nairobi Chamber Chorus is all about. Nairobi Chamber Chorus uses its music to influence the society in various ways. Our biggest desire, actually, or what we try to achieve, is to use music to bring peace and unity. So we perform at various events, but specifically we do try to use our music for the sake of peace, for bringing peace and unity in the world, not just in Kenya. We actually have established a movement called A Voice for Peace, and in A Voice for Peace we are encouraging singers from around the world that on September 22nd, which is the World Peace Day, they just have a moment and sing this prayer for peace, which is a South African song that we have, as Nairobi Chamber Chorus, we have adopted it as our anthem, really, together with the festival singers of Florida in the US. we have established a movement called a Voice for Peace, and we do encourage singers from around the world really to every year learn this song. It's a very, very simple song, and I will play it for you soon after this. It's a very simple song. We ask people from around the world to learn it, and on September 22nd, just take a moment to sing it. It's called Ugutula. It is pronounced as Ugutula, but it's written as Ukutula. So this is an African prayer for peace from the South African part of the world, but we have adopted this song as our anthem, literally, that whenever we are doing our concerts, whenever we perform, we like to sing this song and just remind people of the importance of peace in the world. Ukutula. So I would like, in the next video, I would like to tell you, to show you how we run our rehearsals in the Nairobi Chamber Chorus. Typically, what I do is I identify a repertoire, and sometimes it's a Kenyan repertoire or repertoire from around the world, and we learn the music. But after that, I also prefer to invite different experts to work with us, and I will show you in that video where we invite an expert in a specific area to come and help us interpret the music in their own original way, because whereas we are from different tribes, we haven't covered all those tribes. So the example is the example I'm going to show you is a piece of music that has been arranged by one great Kenyan composer by the name Sylvester Otieno, and this is Herua. Herua is a song from the coastal part of Kenya. Remember the map of Kenya that I showed you, and from the coast here there is the Digo, the Giriama, the Pokomo, and there's also the Taitas and the Tabetas. So Herua is from the coastal part of Kenya, particularly amongst the Pokomo, and I recently invited a gentleman from that community, and because he understands the community very well, understands the culture, and in himself he is a choreographer. So I invited Babusa to come and work with us to show us the original dances of this song, and you will see how he works with us in that song. So I would like to end this session by saying again, thank you very, very much. I do wish that we could have seen you in person, but that was not possible. But I do hope that very soon, during the next festival, that we may be able to see you all in person. Thank you.